Now I will be covering the part 2 of the chapter Chemical Reactions and Equations, in which I will be giving you all the activity-based questions. Activity number 1. The questions related to this activity that have been generally asked in the board exam are: a substance X burns with a dazzling white flame and forms the substance Y. Write the chemical reaction, identify X and Y, also identify the type of reaction. So in this you have to write this reaction of magnesium with oxygen where magnesium oxide is formed. Hence, X is magnesium and Y is magnesium oxide. And this type of reaction is a combination reaction in which two substances are reacting together to form a single substance. Activity number 2. A solution of the substance X is used for whitewashing. Identify X, write its formula, write the chemical reaction with water, identify the type of reaction. So the substance X over here, which is used in whitewashing, is calcium oxide and its formula is CaO. The reaction with water is CaO plus H2O giving you CaOH whole twice. This is already a balanced equation, and if you have seen here, the two substances are reacting together to form a single substance. Hence, it is a combination reaction. Also, since heat is being released out in this reaction, therefore, it is a exothermic reaction. Activity number 3. This is the third very important activity of the chapter where the girl is trying to put the hand on her nose. Here a green color salt X becomes white and then brown. So name the three substances, the X which is green colored, the Y which is white colored and the Z which is brown colored. Also write the chemical reaction, identify the type of reaction and why that smell is there in this reaction. So for the first part, the X is FeSO4.7H2O, which is green in color. On heating, it becomes FeSO4 and the 7 water molecules get separated. This FeSO4 is white in color. And last, on heating, it becomes Fe2O3, which is brown in color. So if we write the reaction is as followed, where X is FeSO4.7H2O, Y is FeSO4, and Z is Fe2O3. If we identify the type of reaction, it is thermolytic decomposition reaction where a substance is breaking down in the presence of heat. And the smell is due to the sulfur dioxide formed during this reaction. Activity number 4. So here is a similar activity where a salt X on heating forms a yellow colored salt Y and the brown fumes of the gas Z. So wherever you find the brown fumes, this is the reaction where the lead nitrate will be heated and it will form the yellow colored lead oxide plus brown colored fumes of nitrogen dioxide and the oxygen molecules are formed. So here the X is lead nitrate, the Y is lead oxide and the Z is nitrogen dioxide. This is a type of thermolytic decomposition where a substance is breaking down in the presence of heat. Coming to the next activity, that is activity number 5. Here we can see the electrolysis of water. So if they ask you to identify the reaction, this is electrolytic decomposition where the water molecule is breaking down into hydrogen and oxygen. They have generally asked in the exam that why the amount of gas collected in one test tube double the gas collected in the other test tube. This is because the hydrogen is present in 2 parts and the oxygen is present as 1 part in the molecule of water. Then there is a very common question asked related to this activity is, why do we add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid? This is done to increase the electrical conductivity of water. Next activity. A white colored salt X turns grey in the presence of sunlight. Identify X and Y. So X here is silver chloride, which undergoes photolytic decomposition to form the silver. So this is a chemical reaction where AgCl in the presence of light will form Ag and Cl2. It is a type of photolytic decomposition reaction which is often used in black and white photography. The next very important activity is of the iron nails when they are dipped in the copper sulfate solution. They ask you, what changes would you observe? So the first change that we will observe is that the blue colored solution of copper sulfate will become green colored due to the formation of ferrous sulfate. It is a type of single displacement reaction where iron has displaced copper from its salt solution. The second observation would be that a brown colored copper gets deposited on the iron. The relevant chemical equation related to this activity is given below. The next activity. The given experiment shows the formation of the white colored precipitate. Write the chemical reaction. So wherever you find this kind of question, it is barium sulfate which is the white precipitate formed. And it is formed when Na2SO4 reacts with barium chloride to form the BaSO4 and NaCl. Now you must know what is a precipitate. A precipitate is an insoluble solid product which separates out from the solution during the chemical reaction. And such a reaction in which the precipitate is formed is called as the precipitation reaction. The last activity related to this chapter is a shiny brown colored element X on heating in air becomes black in color. Name the element X and the black colored compound formed. So the X is copper and the copper on undergoing oxidation forms the Y substance, the black colored substance which is copper oxide. The reaction is given below which is the oxidation of copper.